What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-host. She's not a lesbian, but she does dream of buying a camper and traveling full-time. It's the one and only Teresa.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? And both are correct.
That's the dream. One day, get a camper and just...
Yeah, that's my plan for retirement with you. I feel like we should just work really hard, retire at me 55, you 59. Maybe me 57, you 61.
Okay.
No.
More reasonable.
Yes. And we're just gonna get that nice silver camper.
Airstream.
The Airstream. And we're gonna blog. We're gonna podcast, guys. Wait for it.
Oh.
We're gonna keep podcasting, but about our travel
as
someone in their early 50s late 50s and early 60s.
I like this.
Maybe we call it the golden age travel.
Oh, or the silver age.
Oh,
because of the Airstream.
Airstream.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, totally. I feel like that's what we're gonna do. That's my master plan.
All right.
So eventually, we buy a house, right? We live there until the kids, if we have kids, are out to college. And then when this time comes, we sell the house, put money in the bank, buy the Airstream, travel around for a year or two, depends on our health. And then buy a smaller house, maybe keeping the Airstream, depends on the money.
Guys, I take it back. She doesn't dream of buying a camper and traveling full time. She's planned it.
Oh, I did.
She's fully planned this out. It's not a dream. It's a plan.
You know what inspired me?
The YouTubes we watch?
Well, that too. I've read an article about this elderly couple who's been traveling around the U.S. and buying shirts and visiting every single Cracker Barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I want to do that, but I'm like, I want to visit every single national park and maybe eat in every Denny's.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Something.
Denny's for you who are new to the podcast and don't speak Teresa. She thinks the proper pronunciation of America's diner is Denny's.
Denny's. What's the difference?
I'm not gonna rain on your parade because it's way more fun to say Denise.
I genuinely don't hear the difference.
You're saying it like a woman's first name, Denise.
Oh.
Like Denise Richards. It's a man's first name, Denny.
Oh.
Denny's.
Oh.
Either or, Teresa.
We'll see. I only eat Denny's on the West Coast, so...
Understood.
We'll see. We'll see.
Can we talk about 90 Day Fiancé?
Sure.
My first question, my main question, what did you think of the live studio audience?
I honestly barely knew that it's happening because they're not involved. It's not like they're laughing, they're reacting. Like here and there, the camera shifts over and people are just rolling their eyes or not really doing anything. I don't understand why. And I get they're doing something new, but they should involve the audience more because right now, they're not. It's like the regular 90-day tell-all with extra people in the background who do nothing.
Teresa, the live studio audience stunk.
Thank
you. It absolutely stunk.
I think that was the summary of what I said.
I don't even think these people knew what show they were watching. I don't even think they've ever watched 90 Day Fiancé before. They're like, wait, this isn't The Price is Right? wait. I can't win a vacation? Who's this guy who won't take off that stupid looking hat? What is this show? They had no idea what they were even watching. I thought that was stock footage for 5 minutes that they kept cutting back to. It seemed like they were in a different studio than they were filming in.
It almost looked like they went on a tour of New York City. And they were like, and this is where we filmed 90 Day Fiancé. Who wants to see a little? Who wants to stay for a little bit, for a couple of hours? So you guys, excellent.
They looked like they didn't know what they were watching. Where's Drew Carey? Well, I can't win a car. What is this?
That's so true. They're not winning anything, and it's not like...
No, they're all losing, because I'll give you a summary of this tell-all part one.
I was going to say, but it's not even like they went on Jimmy Kimmel, and you see Jimmy Kimmel, and you see whatever celebrities they do, like we did, and I was all for it, right? It's these 90-dayers, and again, there are a lot of people who love the 90-day world. I would totally go.
Guilty.
But I think I would want to... not participate, I wouldn't, but I would give reactions. I would be like, whoa, like, do something. Like was it on Jimmy Kimmel when they were telling us, like, when to clap and stuff like that?
I'm sure they were doing that for here, too.
Well, very poorly.
the whole live studio audience idea, I don't know what I was imagining, but I think maybe you're right. Maybe I thought it would be like a lecture where at the end of the lecture you get to go line up in front of a mic and ask a question, but there was no reason for them to be there.
Let me just fix what I just said. I made several wrong statements about seeing Jimmy Kimmel.
I know. I'm like, when did she become such a big Kimmel fan over here? She's trying to say Fallon, folks.
Yes, thank you. Jimmy Fallon. Yes, I'm a big Jimmy Fallon fan. Jimmy Kimmel, me? He's on the West Coast. Who cares? We're on the East Coast. We did see Jimmy Fallon, and that's who I was referring to. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what they were going for. The trick with bringing in a live studio audience and having them interact is that at the time of the filming, the general population hasn't seen that much of the season because they filmed the tell-all before the season ends.
Oh.
So you couldn't really...
That's a great point. Unless they allow them to watch it in advance.
No. Unless it's all like TLC plants. Like maybe it's people who work for Sharp or TLC. Because, yeah, now you're watching a tell-all and you haven't even seen the whole show.
Very true.
Makes zero sense.
That's a great point.
This whole idea stinks.
Unless they literally selected these people months ahead and gave them access.
They could, because they kept cutting back to the same 4.5 people. So maybe they did. We're like, here, get early access, catch up, and then show us your surprised face.
Or they are friends and family of the cast members. So I don't know about you. That's a great point.
Yeah, call in if you guys have any information, because we don't know anything over here, but it just didn't land for me. It was so pointless for them to be there and just what? I know I shit on Kenny and Tim being there, but at least when they cut to them, they would say something somewhat entertaining or funny. These people, they just cut to a random middle-aged woman or man, and they're like, what?
Not even.
Not even. I don't even know who these people were.
Great point. And yeah, there was, I loved the tell-all. I thought it was a great tell-all. But like having the audience or not having the audience, there was no difference.
Zero difference. No, it made it worse for me. It took me out of it when they would cut to the audience, because I'm like, I think they're just like recycling an old Jerry Springer audience. I don't even think this is the real audience in this tell-all.
They cut to them like 3 times.
It was so strange.
Yeah, it's honestly, I don't care. Did nothing to me, didn't ruin it, didn't enhance it. I was here for the tell-all, and it was a decent tell-all. Maybe not the best, because no one was showing boobs or trying to fight someone yet, but it was a good tell-all.
All right. Well, we will tell all very shortly. Before we do, real quick, a little business. If you guys want to hear us talk about The Other Way, I think you should. It's a fantastic season. We're having a lot of fun talking about it. We're talking about it on our premium channels, which is Patreon and Supercast. So you can join us at patreon.com/marriedtoreality or marriedtoreality.supercast.com. Get in at the Cousins Club level, and that's where you'll hear us or see us, if you're on the Family Affair level, recapping The Other Way. It's a great season, so come on, join us for that fun.
Absolutely.
Also, we're on Instagram. You should give us a follow there if you want to keep up to date. We share memes, scheduling, news, all sorts of things. But most importantly, we can talk with you guys over there.
Yes.
If you're not on the Patreon, that's where you can call in. That's where you can message us at Married to Reality Pod on Instagram. It's a good time, so follow us over there.
Yes, guys. Do it all. Do everything John says, please.
Okay, and then while you're doing that, make sure you're following the podcast wherever you're listening. That way, when we drop an episode on the free feed, you'll get it as soon as we drop it. There's no waiting. There's no looking. There's no wondering. If you're following the podcast, it comes right to your device. So easy to do. Look down, smash that follow button.
Guys, smash like it is hot. Is that pink that Sean Robinson was wearing? Because that was a one hot pink.
One hot lady. She keeps getting better and better.
Better and better.
Like a fine wine.
I don't love pink dresses. I genuinely hate it. Somehow, it looks good on her.
She could pull anything off.
She can pull anything off. It was a great style dress, and I'll get to it during Outfizzy segment. Right. But damn, Sean Robinson, give us your secret.
Smash like it's as hot as that dress. And last but not least, you guys know we're a sucker for a review. If you leave a review, if you leave a 5-star review and you write something, we'll read it on this podcast right here.
Do you have any?
There is a. Do you know me?
All right.
All right, let's read it. This one comes to us from our friend Laura, NYC to ATL.
Hello, Laura, NYC. We're just in NYC, everyone.
What do you mean?
With the cast members.
Oh, with the cast members.
Tell.
And I was just in ATL on a layover. So
Oh, okay.
there we go. All right. Laura says 5 stars, titled The Best. This is the best 90-day podcast out there. My husband and I watched the 90-Day Universe together, so we love to hear the banter and thoughts of another married couple talking about these shows.
I love this. Yes, ladies. Tell us that your men also like it. Because I know they do. And I know some of them trying to be machos, like, ugh, we only watch it because it's on when the wife puts it on. BS. You gentlemen also love it. I know it. And I know we have some gentlemen friends who love it, but thank you.
Teresa, I agree with everything you've said, but this is Laura's time to shine. Okay, so let me continue with
I'm shining with Laura.
Let me continue with what
I'm
Laura.
helping her shine.
Okay, well, she's doing a great job herself. She says, also, love that they bring the perspective of an American, that's me, and non-American,
That's
you,
me.
in a marriage to help us understand the dynamics of some of these relationships. Most importantly, they poke fun, but are not mean-spirited at all. Keep up the great work, J and T.
I love this.
Damn, Laura, what a review.
Laura, I did not mean to shine away from you.
Let Laura shine. Laura, NYC.
You shined on your own. I wasn't trying to help. I thank you, but I love that you said me and your husband. I mean, me and my husband.
Whoa. Hello, ladies. Watch out. Teresa's coming for your husbands.
That you said me and my husband watch this together. I love it because Jen and I watch it together too. Surprise, surprise.
Long before we started podcasting.
Yeah, but exactly. We both enjoy it. It's a strange guilty pleasure. And all the men who say, oh, it's just for the ladies. We watch it when it's on. That's not true. You watch it because you like it.
I would say so.
Period. So thank you. You go. Your husband goes too. What a beautiful review. Why are you laughing, John?
I don't know what that means. Your husband goes. Everyone goes.
Yeah, like, didn't you say you go?
You go.
So they both go.
Okay.
You guys go.
All right. I'm going to go if you don't mind. Can we do, before we get into the meat of the episode, can we do a little 90-day by the way?
Sure.
All right. I got a couple ones that I think you'll be quite interested in.
All right.
Number 1. Darcy's on LinkedIn. Which, not much of a story in and of itself, although the idea of it's hilarious. And if I told you that she wrote her name in all caps, makes it even better. Just full cap Darcy Silva.
How did you find out?
Because I do my research, Teresa.
Okay.
Okay.
Was it like an article? The Darcy's on LinkedIn?
Well, the article was what she's doing on LinkedIn or what she's promoted on LinkedIn. So as you do on LinkedIn, you promote your businesses, right? You
connect with people.
You connect with people. You shine a little bit. You tout what you got going on. And that's what she's doing. And this is a new one. This isn't House of 11. This isn't TV. This is a little new angle she's got to make a little cash.
All right. What is it?
You can now book Darcy and Stacey to be your bridesmaids.
Come on.
Yes.
And that's why she's on LinkedIn?
It's she posted it twice. It's
LinkedIn, I love LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional. It's like a Facebook for professionals.
Mm-hmm.
Darcy needs to promote her business elsewhere.
I would say this, yeah, Instagram, Facebook, that's probably more appropriate.
Yeah,
but
Instagram for sure.
She posted that, yes, you can book Stacey and myself to be your bridesmaids. Now, guys, listening, Teresa, yourself included, if you're not getting married anytime soon or already got married and had one of your actual friends be your bridesmaid and maid of honor, not to worry. You can also book the sisters to just host any event you may have coming up.
Okay.
So if you need someone to MC a charity event, an auction, a bar bat mitzvah, holla at your girls. And
How
they'll come.
much?
Didn't say.
They need to.
Didn't say, but people started commenting, and Darcy gave out her personal email in the LinkedIn thread.
Ooh.
It was like darcysilva46@gmail.com. I mean, that's not the exact one. I don't really want to give it out, but it's something like that. And I'm like, you don't have a business email? For House of 11? Or?
You need to connect with people to be able to see that. Unless...
I'm not connected with her, and I was able to read it all.
So I guess she doesn't have a private profile.
No, she's trying to get it out there.
True.
Isn't that wild, though, that she's like, hey, book us to be your bridesmaids?
that is why almost makes me feel like I think they're swimming in cash, but are they?
I don't think they are. That's what I'm saying is you're doing these business. Maybe they're strike while the iron's hot type of gals, and they know this is their moment, so let's cash in while we can.
Yeah.
But do you really want to go to some stranger, some like borderline probably stalker's wedding to be their bridesmaid?
Well, maybe they do spend a shit ton of money. Like everything they wear, everything they do, like all the plastic surgery, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars.
True. Miami plays, Connecticut plays, Range Rovers.
Yeah, and I don't know how successful House of 11 is.
I can't imagine.
I'm going to say not that successful.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe they do need some extra cash.
Well, here's the deal, friends. If you guys do this, if you guys take Darcy or Stacey up on this offer and you guys get them to your wedding as a bridesmaid or host or whatever,
please invite us.
Please invite us. That's all I got to say.
Well,
right.
we'll give you a gift.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our presence.
Yeah. Well, I would also bring people at weddings are supposed to give you gifts. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wish everyone at our wedding knew that.
Don't get me started, Teresa.
Let's not, because some of them, let's not go there.
Let's not go there. Let's go to, by the way, number 2. Shekinah, our new favorite star of The Other Way.
Alrighty.
She's got a bit of a reality TV past herself.
I think I know this one, but go.
In 2013, she appeared on season 6 of The Millionaire Matchmaker.
Yeah, I knew this one. I, however, don't know the show.
Okay.
But I can guess what it's about from the title.
Sure. So she was not a millionaire. She went on the show as one of many women trying to find love and be matched with a millionaire.
It's like a farmer wants a wife, but with money.
Sure. Although I bet you some of those farmers have.
Oh, I think so too. But like millionaires, I just picture like money.
But yes, there's the farmer or the millionaire, and then a bunch of women come into a space and they quickly date and find out who they're compatible with. So Shekinah ended up being one of the chosen ones to go.
Oh.
The millionaire was Adam Gaynor, the guitarist of Matchbox 20, the band Matchbox 20.
Okay.
He chose her as one of the 2 dates. They went on a date. They went to a craft place. They made something for Shekinah's daughter. And then Adam ended up choosing her as the finalist.
Okay.
So they started dating officially, like became a couple. Then it fizzled out. Not sure how long they dated for, but then she ended up dating another man who was on that same episode, who was on to date the millionaire female. This guy, Rick Silver, was on Millionaire Matchmaker that episode, dating an Olympian. They ended up dating, broke up, and then Shekinah and Rick got together. So
I think I lost you, but okay.
She ended up dating a couple guys on reality television.
Okay.
Shocking that she was on this show however many years ago. But more shocking are the photos that accompany this story. Like, she looks like a completely different person.
Yeah, I saw that.
Not in a bad way. She looked really good. She was very attractive. So much more natural.
Yeah, I saw that. And I agree.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Her being on a Millionaire Matchmaker makes way more sense to me than her dating a guy who she thinks and he thinks is hot, but lives in an apartment in Turkey with a crappy old bed.
Sure.
I don't think he swims in cash.
No.
I think he must do...
Swims in.
Oh, yeah.
Something else, you know what I'm saying?
I think he must do well enough to have that apartment and all that. Yeah, I'm not taking away from him at all, but I don't see her doing this, really, and I don't think they will work out, to be honest. But
it's a wrong podcast. If you want to hear us,
I know.
Patreon.com.
I know, but I'm saying, like, I'm not that surprised that she went on the Millionaire Matchmaker. Like, I feel like that's her vibe. That's her style. Like, rich man.
It
like,
is.
Rich man.
And it goes to show you that when she got with Berto, or whatever his name was, that old guy that we all thought was her dad. Yeah, she's going after that cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, that's 90 Day, by the way. A couple interesting ones, I thought.
Yeah, that was good. Good job.
Thank you, Teresa. All right, shall we do it? The reason we're here, Sunday night, 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days, is the tell-all part 1. We're talking tell-all.
I love tell-alls.
This one for me was lukewarm. I wasn't
Oh, I always forget what it means.
You start picturing a worm named Luke.
Yeah.
This one wasn't hot.
Remind me what it means?
It was middle of the road. It was a 6.5 out of 10.
So nothing to do with a worm named Luke.
No, it's warm, not worm.
Okay.
W-O, not W-A.
Oh, okay.
Okay? I thought it was okay. I thought it was decent.
I thought it was... I don't think it was the best tell ever, but I think it was decent.
I wasn't at the edge of my seat. I wasn't white-knuckling. No big revelations so far.
Yeah.
They teased us at the very end, left us on a cliffhanger. I think we'll come back and we'll have maybe some excitement, but this was middle of the road tell-all for me.
Okay. So let's talk about it.
All right.
Everyone arrives, right? We have Misha arriving first, followed by Statler. And here's what I thought some drama's gonna happen because Statler is like, yeah, Misha is really Catholic and I'm really gay. So I'm expecting some judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm gonna say. You're already judging Misha, Statler.
Very true.
Like, you are expecting judgment by judging her first. So here comes another thing that I don't like about Statler, and I'm gonna keep going.
We'll get to it. I don't think Statler's wrong to feel that there's going to be some judgment because of religion, but it's actually going to come more from Nicola than from Misha. I think Misha's more of the type that's like, you know what, my beliefs are my beliefs, and I'm not going to put them on anyone else. Nicola is a little bit more, hey, this is my way, but it's also the way all people should behave.
Because
and so
Nicola is like extremely religious. Extremely. And here is my take on this, and we'll get to it, right? I am an atheist. I am literally 0% religious, and I'm okay with it. I believe in aliens. I do, and I believe in ghosts. I don't know what it means
Not
for my
same.
atheism.
Not the same thing.
But I respect everyone's religion. If someone's religious, I respect it. I would never come at you and be like, oh, why? But as long as you respect me. And I think for Statler, she doesn't have this respect. She comes at them before they come at her. So it's like, it's fine that you are gay and non-religious. It's fine that they're Catholic and extremely religious, as long as you both respect each other. And you cannot tell Nicola, hey, I know you're religious, but you need to see things other way, because he never will. You just both need to be like, okay, that's the way you see things. That's the way I see things. You cannot tell me that what I see is wrong. I'm not going to tell you what you see.
That's what the Catholic Church does as a whole, and that's why Statler has an issue with it.
Well, I honestly, I don't really get involved in any religious things, so I don't know what the Catholic Church does or does not, but I think there needs to be certain respect between the two of them, because everyone's different.
Then the tell-all is going to be a 2 out of 10. Throw respect out the window, Teresa. What are you trying to do?
Oh, please. I want them
disrespect left and right,
I want
folks.
them to come at each other hard, but I'm giving it my thoughts as someone who is not religious, but I do respect others. Like, I have a lot of friends who are religious. I know a lot of people, but we have a mutual respect. They tell me about going to church. I tell them I don't, and it's okay. They don't judge me for it. I don't judge them for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where it should end. Like, it's okay. It's the same with politics. Like,
I agree.
Unfortunately, we live in the world that things are a little different, a little shaky on all kinds of ends. But Statler, I feel like she needs to dial back a little bit and come at them when they say something. Don't just say, oh, they will, so let me start.
Okay. All right. I'm on the fence with how you're perceiving this, because Statler is just coming from a long history of being judged by certain religious people and religion as a whole. So it's just that's what she's expecting, because that's what she's experienced. You're talking about some grander idealistic utopia of we shouldn't judge each other, but that's
I always do.
But that's not reality. And
that's
so,
not reality, but it should be reality.
Of course
everyone
it should be
respecting each other.
Of course, but that's not what we're talking about here. And so I don't have a problem. Believe me, I'll talk about my issues with Statler. This was not one of them. I think she was right to say what she said, because it wasn't Misha, but it wasn't Nicola, who does start to spew his beliefs and start to judge others based on his beliefs.
Yeah, and it wasn't Nicola judged literally Nicola judged all women. He didn't even go deep on whether you're gay or not. Like Nicola is Nicola. We'll talk about it. He kind of pissed me off too. But Statler just saying, oh, yeah, Misha is Catholic and I'm very gay, so there's going to be judgment. How about you say, hey, yeah, she's Catholic. Let's see how things go. Why do you have to, like, she already put it out there, like, there is going to be a judgment. That's literally what she said.
All right, Teresa hates Statler. We all know. Moving on, Riley rolls in next. Nothing happens there. Christian comes in. He's got a new leather jacket. I think he looks like a moron.
It's a little better leather jacket, not on him, however.
He's like, oh, people think I'm a booze hound playboy. It's like, nobody think.
Oh, do you think
Booze
that?
hound. Booze hound.
Yeah.
Yes. But that's about
Playboy
it.
because you talk to women at bars that you're not supposed to because you are in a relationship?
Yeah, I think to be a playboy, it's got to go both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise it's just a creep. So
True.
David rolls in. He's just excited to be in New York City.
Well, Riley first. Riley comes with a question that I actually do agree with because he says, well, I actually want to speak to Nicola because my mom always said, do not use the Bible to justify your bad behavior.
Oh, yeah.
Which is very true. And I feel like I've said it before. There are people who take religion as, okay, I did something shitty. Let me go and pray. God will say it's okay so I can move on with my life. I hate this. And I love that he said it because it's so true. You follow your Bible, you follow your religion, but don't justify if you do something shitty with the Bible.
Sure. All right. Agree to that. Then everyone starts talking about who the most toxic of the season is. And everyone kind of agrees it's Jasmine.
Well, first off, and I like this one too, Riley goes like, well, I'm just going to own up to it. It's me and Violet.
I thought he said he's like second most toxic.
I think he said, I'm going to own up to it. And then people said, oh, I don't think you're the most toxic. We think it's Gino and Jasmine.
Mm-hmm. And Statler, Team Gino. She's like, Gino needs to be protected at all costs. Jasmine is the toxic one. Jasmine's out of control.
I love it.
Yes. Right then, Gino comes in. And then, followed very quickly by the big surprise. Not such a big surprise because it's been all over the internet.
Social media always spoil this.
Hi, bitches. I made it to America. The one and only Jasmine.
Yeah, she just got her visa approved. So she showed up.
And yes, she made she was the Angela of this tell-all, making that fashionably late grand entrance.
And she's like, I heard all that was said about me. I heard everything. But we all have our own baggage, right? And Statler's like, so you know that you're very toxic, right? And I'm like, all right, let's save it for the tell-all. But then Misha's like, I'm worried for Gino. And Jasmine did not like Misha, the hot lady that's sitting around, to feel worried for Gino.
No, we're all a little worried for Gino.
We've been worried for Gino since episode 1 of them ever being on the show.
Yeah, we're all a little worried. Should we do outfits the segment
Let's
here?
do outfits,
all right.
the segment.
Cue the theme music. Ba-da, ba-da.
That's not my outfits the segment music.
Do you have theme music?
No, I don't.
Oh, so
I should be like,
let me go.
It should be like, so
I'm like, outfits. All right, let's do it.
Outfits the segment.
All right, I'm going to put my mic down. Teresa's going to talk about clothing for 5 minutes, and I'll see you on the other side.
All right, guys, let's start with Misha and Nicola. Okay, Misha, I think Misha looks great in anything. She was wearing this baby blue high collar dress with some sparkles. I would not wear it.
Was it not a necklace?
No, that was a high collar dress.
All right.
And I would not personally wear it. I don't wear baby blue, but it did look good on her. She got a little tan.
It was like a Tiffany blue, I thought.
No, it wasn't. It was a baby blue.
All right.
Tiffany blue is like tealish.
Got it. Either way, she can do no wrong.
Yeah, so she looked good. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is the best she ever looked. But it was a nice dress. And Nicola was wearing this pink shirt that actually wasn't the worst.
All right. You could still smell him through two screens.
Yeah.
There was 2 screens, and I was still like...
Exactly.
Church.
But it wasn't bad. It was better than we've seen before, right? Next, we have Statler and Dempsey.
Okay. Let me just say, they both look like they're auditioning to be Cody Brown's new wives. I don't know what's going on with this look, but it's so sister-wivey, it gives me the creeps.
Okay. And again, this has nothing to do with me disliking Statler.
Of course it does.
She was the worst dressed on the freaking show.
Oh,
what the fuck is she wearing?
That's a
First of
personal
all,
attack,
No,
Teresa.
it's not. It's not. I promise you it's not. First of all, the dress doesn't fit her well. The dress doesn't fit her body type.
Mm-hmm.
And maroon? The color does not look good. Maroon is a horrible color, first of all.
All right.
I think Statler is not a bad-looking girl.
No, I think she's pretty.
I think I've seen her wearing outfits that I was like, okay, that looks good on her. This, however, and has nothing to do with me disliking her personality. This, however, looked horrible. She's the worst dressed person on the show. Dempsey, the green looked good on her. You know why? Because I'm also blonde. Green looks good on blonde girls with light eyes.
All right.
That's the thing. People think it's blue. It's not.
Okay.
Green looks good on blonde. So I actually liked Dempsey's outfit. However, I would keep her hair straight as she used to.
I would agree with that.
I didn't like the hair, but I loved her outfit. The color was great.
All right.
Next, we have Riley and Violet. Violet wearing a violet dress. I mean, really? But looked fine. Riley, I did like the pink blazer. However, the dark teal button down, what was that?
Yeah, my note was A for effort, but it's not working.
All he had to do is to wear a white shirt, white button down.
There was too much going on.
He was wearing white pants. If I'm telling you the blazer was white, the button down was white, he would have looked great.
Okay.
It was just this, why would you wear that teal? It just didn't look great, right? Next, Razvan and Amanda. Razvan
Oh, boy.
is back in 2005 hitting the discoteca.
I'm here to pump you up.
Because I remember my guy friends wearing those type of shirts. And
Oh, my God.
when I was 15, I was like, oh my gosh, this is hot.
Oh.
I'm 33. Yeah, let's leave it back in 2005.
All right.
Okay. And Amanda has no style,
Zero
which we
style.
learned. And she looks fine. Like, I think, she has a very good looking body. So I think she can wear a lot of things. However, this dress and the shoes, meh.
Simple red
It was
dress.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best. Right? Just like, meh.
All right. Agree there.
Next, Christian and Cleo.
Oh, boy.
Christian usually looks the worst.
And listen, Teresa, I'm scared what you're going to follow that up with. He looks like he's going out with his friends on Halloween as the cast of Anchorman.
No.
He looks atrocious, Teresa.
What? Okay.
Atrocious.
He is the best dressed.
Oh, I'm about to quit this podcast.
Minus the shoes. I hated the pink shoes.
Probably the only thing I liked about that outfit.
Absolutely not.
Separated from that outfit.
I liked it. I would not listen. I would not want you to wear it because baby blue wouldn't look good on you with your features and your dark hair.
Look good on him either.
It did. It did look good on him, especially because he has no style. This looked good on him, and Cleo looked beautiful. She was wearing this orange dress. But I feel like Cleo has a style. She has the vibe. So.
She actually looked really nice. But together, they were wearing the Dumb and Dumber colors. That powder corn blue and the orange. That's Harry and Lloyd, Dumb and Dumber, those suits.
Okay, I can see that. But he did that. That suit was good.
Guys, I need you to call in. I can't be the only one that thinks that outfit stunk.
No, he did not.
He was trying. Here's what I don't like about it. He was trying so hard.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. I don't think he picked the outfit.
Oh, yes, he did.
I don't think he did.
Everyone picks their outfits. I think they have to bring multiple.
Really?
I think they have to bring multiples in case you can't have 4 people wearing corn
So why
blue.
does he always look horrible and all of a sudden...
Teresa, he still looked
decent?
horrible.
No, I'm telling you. You know what it is? I think the only time I said, hey, he looks decent was when he was wearing a costume. Maybe he needs to wear costumes to look decent.
Exactly. This was a costume.
And I liked it. It was good.
All right. Keep it moving.
Let's talk about Gino and Jasmine. Okay. Jasmine, the second worst dress, because Jasmine, this is the tell-all part 1, not the prom.
Oh, see, normally I feel like we're on the same page. I would say she looked pretty nice. She looked mature, nice olive green.
What are you talking about? Mature? She was wearing this like fake diamond necklaces and earrings that you put on when you go to prom.
Oh,
That was a prom dress.
Oh, boy.
That was a prom makeup that you do in your bathroom when you were 17 because you don't know any better.
Yeah, the makeup wasn't great, but I thought the dress was nice.
Horrible.
Okay. All
Right after Statler, the worst dressed.
Gino, I thought just take off the hat and he'd be one of the best dressed.
Yeah, but I hate that he was wearing jeans with it.
Gino, Teresa.
I guess, but that wasn't the vibe. But yeah, compared to his other outfits, Gino did look decent.
Mm-hmm.
But Jasmine, oof.
Just get someone get Gino a proper fitting hat. They're all too big. They're all like coming down over his eyes.
I know.
This man's hat is his entire identity. Get one that fits.
I think he has a tiny head.
Maybe.
And I think he just buys hats without... He needs to have like a custom made hat.
Yes, absolutely.
Then
Okay.
we have Tyree, who is not in the studio, but he looks nice. He's wearing a light green shirt, nothing special, but
Very simple.
he looks nice, right?
Yeah.
Then we have David and Sheila. David is wearing a black and pink Hawaiian shirt.
David's still on vacation.
Totally. I usually hate that look, but somehow he's pulling it off.
He had the beard.
Yeah.
He had the shirt. I feel like he was vacation David.
However, I've seen Sheila wearing nicer stuff.
Yeah.
Just the pink wasn't her. The pink isn't her color. I'll just tell you that.
Wasn't
right?
doing anything
It
for
was
her.
fun. And then finally, we have Sean Robinson, obviously
Oh,
looking
the
hot
queen.
in her hot pink.
Absolutely.
I love little turtleneck dresses.
Mm-hmm.
I would totally buy that dress if it was any other color, like black or green.
Mm-hmm.
I would be searching it.
All right.
Beautiful.
Cool. All right. So best dressed woman, you have?
Best dressed woman, I am going to say Dempsey.
I have Misha. Best dressed man, I have, it's an 8-way tie for worst.
It's Christian.
Oh.
I'm gonna say
This might be our last podcast.
It would have been Riley if he was wearing the stupid teal shirt. Okay, who's yours?
They're all bad. They're all terrible.
But you have to pick one.
Best dressed?
You have to pick one. You gotta pick Christian because you know that out of all these freaking people, he was wearing a fitted suit.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Everyone to the set. Let's talk about this tell-all.
Yes.
All right. Let's start with Jasmine. Sean wants to know what's going on. Last time we saw you, there was all that drama. You were screaming. You were saying, I hope you kept the receipt for those Panamanian flags. It's time to send them back. What happened with the visa interview?
And she said there basically was something wrong with the system that she didn't understand. And I assumed they didn't explain it to her, which I would not leave that place until I would get an answer. That would be that annoying.
Can I call BS on this storyline? Can I say it made for a fantastic finale? But really, she doesn't even have the actual reason for why the interview was postponed. She's like, well, it may have been the system. Huh? You're going to leave without actually having definitive answers? I kind of call it BS. I think she did it.
Think about her personality. She's the type of a person that you're going to tell her something's not as she planned. She's going to freak out and leave.
But they either told her something or they didn't. It may have been the system. Huh? How are we unclear about this? How is there any gray area? If she said, yeah, they told me it was the system, I would have believed her. But the fact that she's kind of dancing around it, I go, I don't know. This could be for show.
It could, but also it could have been that she missed a paper. Also, maybe they said what was wrong, but she just didn't understand.
True.
If let's go with this storyline is true. There is a lot that can go wrong with immigration. Like
100%.
one tiny mistake.
100%. But you know what it is. Someone tells you. You're not like, maybe it was this. Maybe
Well, look at her personality. Also, the immigration officers can be a little vague. So if you don't just stay and ask questions, which I'm the type of person I ask questions until I know the answer. you don't get the answer. Like, they could have said something and just sent her away, and she could have leave and be like, what the fuck did just happen? I can totally see that happening. I'm the type of person, I'm going to stay there and be like, explain it to me. I'm not leaving until you tell me.
Sure.
But she is also very emotional, and I can totally see her just freaking out and leaving.
Sure. Well, speaking of you, Teresa, and immigration and this whole process.
Yeah.
Let's update our friends a little bit here.
Guys.
Little pause for the personal cause.
2 years and 9 months later, I got my second green card approved. Woot woot.
Whoop, whoop. Cheers to that. Teresa,
Cheers
we're
to
going to
that.
do a little
Cheers
little
to
can
that.
cheers. Oh, we can't both sip at the same time on a podcast,
Oh.
but okay. Now
That was me drinking.
Yeah.
You wanna have a sip?
You deserve it.
Have a sip.
I would love a sip.
Yeah. So it's just because of COVID, there was some sort of a backlog we've learned, and some cases took longer than others. Obviously, I was able to live here and go about my life. I kind of forgot about the fact that I'm waiting for a second green card. So I randomly checked and it was approved, which is amazing. So I'm super excited. But yeah, it just took a little longer. So if you guys, if any foreigners are listening and are in the same situation, waiting for the second green card, aka having the condition removed on your first green card, just wait. It's gonna happen. It just takes a little longer.
Next step, citizenship.
Yeah, but now it's kind of like I'll do it whenever I feel like it. I might do it next year because it's just I do want to become a citizen, especially because I can keep my Czech citizenship too. So I'll have a dual citizenship, but it's almost a formality. Like I'm not in a rush. I may or may not do it next year or maybe the year after. I have 10 years to do it.
You got to study, Teresa.
I do got to study. And even if I decided not to do it, after 10 years, I can just reapply for the green card.
Beautiful. All right. Back to
90 day.
All right. Well, there was a little beard drama because David grew the beard. Sheila doesn't love it.
But he loves it. I think he should keep it too.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I think it looks good.
I think it's great. Then we get some confirmation. Christian and Cleo are still together, which much to the surprise of everyone on set and everyone in our living room.
Very true.
Kind of surprised that they're still together. I don't think, and I'm sure once we get to them and dive deeper, we'll get more answers, but have they gone back and seen each other? Has she come and visited? Like, that's what I want to know. It's easy to just kind of stay together on paper, but what are they actually doing? Is we talk on the phone once a week, or are you guys actually doing couple stuff?
Very, very true. Then Rasmus and Amanda, that does not look too solid.
No. God, no.
And we all obviously expected it.
Yeah. Who else? Misha and Nikola. So it's been a year since they've seen each other, but Nikola's coming very soon to visit on a tourist visa.
And they're still waiting for the annulment, at least right now.
Yes, at this point in the tell-all, that's all the information we
Yes.
have. Tyree, I guess he's quarantined, so I guess that's kind of the answer to why he's not in studio. He said he's got a tickle in his throat. He said he's got a headache, so maybe it's COVID, maybe it's something else, but I guess he's quarantined, and that's why he's not there.
Correct. Statler and Dempsey are still together.
And still
Not for
planning
long.
on moving in together.
Yeah, but we learned, and I'm kind of upset about that.
All
Upset
right.
and not upset. And then Riley and Violet are not a couple. They're not together.
No surprise there.
But I saw the previews. I'm very confused. Let's not totally skip ahead.
Okay. But she does say she's at the tell-all to share the truth nobody knows.
Oh.
Okay, so there's some truth that nobody
All
knows.
right.
All right. Let's kick it off. Let's dig a little deeper into our friends Gino and Jasmine, because now they're living together in the States. She finally made it. She actually only got to the U.S. a few days ago.
Yes. And she says, when God created Michigan, he didn't mean for anyone to live there because it's so freaking cold. And Sean is like, well, you don't know that the host of this show is born and raised in Michigan, bitches.
Gino was like, that's right. I got backup.
He's like, damn, I wish I met her first.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be quite a wake-up call to go from
Panama to Michigan, absolutely.
Yeah, especially she's living in whatever that condo complex is.
You think
Uncle
Gino
Marco.
lives there too?
What do you mean?
I think Gino owns. an apartment or a condo.
I thought that was the place they were always having pasta dinners. I thought
it was Marco's.
You may be right.
I don't know.
Either way.
But they play a clip of Jasmine's and Dane's friendship.
Never before
that
seen.
Some people didn't see before.
Yes. It's Jasmine telling Dane about her lack of sex life.
Which
right?
we saw.
We saw a lot of it. I think maybe there's a new scene or two. Gino, of course, thinks that's way over the line.
Yes.
I would agree. The rest of the cast agrees. Even Amanda's like, I don't know how you can trust her after you see the way she behaves.
Absolutely. And then we learned that, okay, so do you still talk to Dane? Well, apparently, Dane proposed. Silence.
That was so dumb.
Yeah. A goodbye dinner because she was leaving for the US and didn't know when she's coming back.
So you went on a date?
She said it wasn't a date. There was no sex, no kiss. It was just a dinner. But he brought her flowers and a card.
Well, because Sean goes, when was this dinner? And Jasmine says, February 14th, the day of friends, of course. Okay. So I Googled, and this is what it says. In Panama, February 14th is celebrated as a special day for couples. Friends are also remembered, but with less emphasis. So she's kind of not rewriting history, but she's picking and choosing. It's not Friends Day. It is a special day for couples, most importantly. And yes, friends are remembered, but with less emphasis. So come on, Jasmine.
If she went out to have a drink with him, I would still not be happy about Jasmine hanging out with her ex. But let's say you are okay with that. Go for a drink. Don't go out to a dinner and bring her flowers and freaking a card. That's a date.
Yeah, and I feel like on Valentine's Day, we've never experienced it long distance, but if it was February 14th, fire up the iPad, put out a couple glasses of wine, and do like a long distance Valentine's Day.
Absolutely.
Don't be going out with your ex on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
To me, the whole thing's crazy. And Christian's like, well, seems like Jasmine was just looking for some attention.
And Jasmine is like, what are you saying, you attention whore? And she's like, from one attention whore to another attention whore. It's like, whoa.
Here's Jasmine's defense of why nobody should be concerned about her and Dane. We've had so much sex in the past. I've gotten sick of it. Like, that's your defense of everyone calm down. I've fucked Dane so many times that I'm tired of it. I wouldn't do it again. That's supposed to make you feel more comfortable?
I also feel like Dane is done with her. I think she's too crazy for him. However, she's probably a nice dude. He's like, yeah, I'll be your friend. You can tell me all about whatever, but yeah, I can just deal with you and your BS.
The sad part is, Gino is okay with it. He's basically fine with anything as long as it's not physical cheating.
Well, he is not okay with it. He says, how could you do this to me? How could you do this, right? And the cast, obviously, they're like, yeah, we call BS on this.
Yeah. I think he was cooler than most people would be. That's all I'm saying.
True. And then Amanda was like, well, if we have to choose, if Gino said you cannot see Dan anymore, it's either him or me, what would it be? And Jasmine is like, well, that would be very hard because I don't have a lot of friends. So you have to be friend with your ex? Like, I would absolutely not tolerate you being friends with your ex.
No. No.
Unless it's an ex you dated when you were 11 and you dated for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You could be friends with her.
Not one that I had a sex video with.
Exactly. Speaking of, I'm glad Sean asked because Sean is like, all right, let's talk about the sex tape. Do you or have you made a sex tape with Dane 1 month before?
Yeah, how recently was this sex tape?
So Jasmine pauses and she's like, yeah, but it's been a long time ago. I mean, it's in my iCloud. I'll show you this timestamp. Why do you have that sex video with your ex in your iCloud?
But she then changed her tune. She's like, well, it's on like a memory stick or something. She's not telling the truth.
Oh, she's definitely not.
About one thing or the other, whether it's the timeline or where it's stored or how many. She's not being completely honest here.
Gino wants to see, not for the sex, but for the timestamp, because he's like, I want to see how long ago this was.
Did you pee on him too, or is that special for? I want to see the video. I want to see the evidence.
And Jasmine says she'll show him, which I don't think she will.
No.
And I think there is a sex video.
100%.
I think maybe not from 1 month ago, but from the time that she was with Gino.
Yeah, I mean, she said it was months before. That's a little close for comfort.
She said months before she met Gino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little close. It's not like, years before. It's several weeks before I met you. We were having sex and filming it. Listen, you're free and clear to do it, of course. You're not in a relationship with Gino. But it seems a little too close for comfort for me.
Yeah, and then they go on a break, and Gino is asking Jasmine why she has the video. And Jasmine is like, I'm not gonna feel bad about something that was in my past, which is true. Like, you should not be focused on your past. However, you're friends with your past. You would call your past baby, and
Yes.
I love you. That's why it's an issue.
And also, it shouldn't be in your past. It should be in your trash. Like, throw that video out. Delete that video. Why are you
Exactly.
still holding on to it? As Gina says, well, because you probably want to watch it again, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you do you do whoever you want to do and film it. But also, a lot of couples, us included, I feel like when we started dating, I was like, I'm going to delete photos of my ex. I don't need photos of me and my ex on Facebook. That's the past, right? I don't need to go and look. Oh, remember when we went to that concert together? It's in the past. So why would you keep a sex tape with your ex?
You still had a few, and I feel like I told you that, or your sister did.
Maybe someone did, because I'm
Yeah.
not going and looking. Oh, what do I have from 4 or 5 years ago?
I stalked your entire Facebook when
Of
we
course,
started dating.
as you do.
Yeah.
Right? You want to get to know the person. You want to see who am I dealing with. And yeah, to hold on to a sex tape, it's a little questionable.
True.
Okay. They took a break. I think this is a good place for us to take a break.
Let's do it.
We'll tell you about our sponsors for this episode. And when we come back, Teresa's favorites. All right. We'll be back in a second. Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Smart for Life.
Between podcasting, traveling, and everyday life, John and I are always on the go, which makes it hard to plan and cook healthy meals every day. But thanks to Smart for Life, we never miss out on great tasting, balanced nutrition.
That's absolutely right. Smart for Life is a doctor-designed health and wellness company that specializes in delicious and nutritionally balanced snacks with a focus on weight management and overall well-being.
They have so many amazing choices from cookies to kits. But my favorite is their gourmet protein bars.
Tell them your favorite flavor, Teresa.
It's Smurfs.
True. Smart for Life does have s'more protein bars. They also have lemon protein bars, cinnamon pecan protein bars, and more. You can even choose a variety box.
And they don't just taste great. They are made with high quality ingredients too.
So whether we're traveling or recording back-to-back podcasts, Smart for Life has become our go-to meal replacement.
And if you are watching your portions like me, each bar is individually wrapped.
Now here's the best part. Right now we can save you 20% on your next order by using promo code MREAL20 at smartforlife.com.
That's right. Just use promo code MREAL20, which is MREAL20 at smartforlife.com for 20% off.
Thank you to Smart for Life for sponsoring this podcast. And Teresa, hand over that Smurf. And we're back.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Teresa. Are you ready? I mean, try to contain yourself. I could see you're already getting worked up over here.
Well, let's talk about Statler and Dempsey. And we see this unaired clip of Statler on the toilet. And I'm just going to say ew and enough of that shit. Non-pun intended.
So, okay. I'm glad the editors realized, look, we've seen enough of Statler on a toilet, so that they cut it out of the main season.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? So kudos to the editors. But the fact that the editors, when we learned they edited this out of Statler shitting in a field, when the editors decided to cut that out, that means we can no longer use the defense, she got a bad edit. Statler got a bad edit. No. The editors were doing her a favor by cutting things like this out.
Well, and now it's becoming her persona. She keeps always saying, yeah, as long as there is a toilet, I'm good. Like, she keeps using the toilet as to determine that fun aspect of, oh my gosh, yeah, I shit a lot and I need a toilet.
And she has IBS, and who doesn't have IBS?
Who doesn't have IBS?
In this podcast studio. But yes, I thought they were cramming every piece of toilet content they could into her edit. Come to find out, no, there was some left on the editing room floor, which just makes me go, oh, it wasn't a bad edit. This is Statler's personality.
Unfortunately. But then we get some updates. They are still together. She's planning on moving to Europe, but not living on the farm. And this is what you said before. She's probably going to guilt Dempsey into leaving the farm.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm glad they're doing something that Dempsey wants to do too. And it almost seems like Dempsey's the one who wants to do it. They're going to get an actual driving caravan and travel around Europe.
This is
life.
This is a good way to get to know somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Traveling is a fantastic way to get to know somebody, especially in tight quarters.
Yes. So Statler said it will have a working toilet. That's what I'm saying. It's becoming who she is.
Yeah. Which, all right.
Too bad her name isn't Dempsey. We would call her Dumpsy.
She's a two-trick pony. It's either sex or diarrhea.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. At least we're getting some of the onion is peeling back.
Yes. And we learned, I was like, okay, that sounds fun. I hope Dempsey isn't just leaving her play. Like, she's not selling it, I don't think. I think she'll travel a little bit. Hopefully she can come back.
I don't think Dempsey owns that caravan.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think she leaves it behind and hopefully she can come back if she wants to.
Yeah, I think it's part of the property that she works at.
But here's what I'm trying to figure out. Statler is so desperate to leave the US and go to Europe that she's willing to do this. Living in a van, traveling around Europe, because she's not totally on board.
Well, on top of that, too, she's going to be the one funding this adventure.
Yeah.
She's going to be the one working remotely so that they can afford to do this.
And she's like, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it just yet. She's like, I wish I had a financially stable partner.
Mm-hmm.
Dempsey's plan is to just do, I guess, odd jobs along the way, whatever anyone needs.
Yeah, yeah. Which is kind of seems like how she ended up with the current job she has.
Yeah.
She rolled onto a farm one day.
Yeah.
And was like, hey, you need help? And they're like, sure.
Yeah. So let me just say this. I don't see them doing it. I don't think they're going to go through with it.
I could see them doing it for like a week.
Or, yeah. I don't see them doing a year around Europe.
No. Then we get some more unseen footage. This time it's Dempsey saging Statler's vagina. I feel like maybe Dempsey did this more to cover the scent of Statler's diarrhea butt.
Yeah, but she's like, I'm getting the slut out of you.
Yeah.
Well, Statler does present herself as someone who, she's like, what's his name?
Sarper?
Yeah. Statler is like Sarper. She doesn't give us all the numbers, but from what she says, it's been a lot.
Yeah. Which, again, nothing wrong with that. But I don't need to know about it.
I mean,
that's between you and the 2,500 other people that you banged.
I mean, tell us. It's a good TV, right? Well, Dempsey sages her vagina and then makes her to put a stone egg in to cleanse it from all the women she's been with.
Oh, yeah, shoves that egg right up her poopanani.
Yeah, so that was interesting.
It was a good transition to then talk about Statler's sex life, which included banging in church, which had some people on the fence about how they felt on set. Not everyone was totally on board with this.
Which, I'm not religious and I'm not a prude, but I find this a little disrespectful too.
Yeah.
And people are there for something that's to them very serious. Like having sex during mass. First of all, how? Like, you cannot fully have sex unless you go in one of those little booths that you spill all your dark secrets.
You can go to the confessional booth. Maybe there's like a balcony area that no one's sitting
Yeah,
sitting
I don't
in.
know. I mean, yeah, it's fun to have sex in all kinds of places, but I kind of agree with some of the people who say, well, church, I don't think that's the place for it. Unless, I don't know. I'm not even going to say unless. I don't think that's the place for sex.
Yeah, if I had to make a decisive decision, I would say no. But I haven't given it much thought.
Because it's not a turn on. Like, I can understand how
well,
some
the
people...
turn on is that you're not supposed to. So, this is naughty, right?
I guess. But again, like, I'm also non-religious, but that doesn't seem like, oh, let's do it because I'm not supposed to. Like, that doesn't turn me on.
I think it's completely inappropriate when there's a service going on.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there was. Because now you're subjecting other people to your sex life, which I think it's a private thing.
Yeah.
If it's the middle of the afternoon on a Wednesday and you find yourself in church and there's a quiet corner, okay, now we can debate that. Now we can debate if it's appropriate. I mean, it's not appropriate, but we can debate how inappropriate it is. But yeah, I think she said it was while there was a service going on.
Yeah.
And I think that's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, but apparently here's the thing. I don't know if I buy all her stories. She also strikes me as someone who exaggerates. So I can see her shoving a hand down her friend's pants, sure, but I don't see her doing like sex stuff.
Okay.
And I really think she exaggerates. Not just this, in general.
Okay.
I don't know. She just strikes me as an exaggerator.
Okay. All right. So Christian thinks it's disrespectful. Nicola obviously thinks it's disrespectful. Dempsey says, hey, everyone's entitled to their past, so I'm not bothered by what Statler did. So there you have it.
Yeah.
Then we bring in Statler's friend Natalie with an I. We want to hear about Statler's dating past. And Natalie confirms, yeah, Statler moves very quickly all the time.
I think that's her issue. I think she moves very quickly and she gets rejected very quickly because a lot of people don't like when others move very quickly unless that's what you want. And I can see her falling in love very fast, but also being dumped very fast because a lot of people don't accept this. Oh my gosh, we've been together for 2 weeks. I love you so much. Can I move in with you?
Sure. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
For most people. Jasmine wants to know what makes Dempsey special. She asks Natalie that. What makes Dempsey special? And if Statler's always moving quickly. And Natalie's like, I'm not sure Dempsey is special.
Ooh.
To be honest.
And Dempsey has this face. She's like, yeah, I don't care.
No. And look, I wouldn't either. A friend is not the person you're dating. The friend can say whatever they want to say. Yes, if you wish they were like, oh, Dempsey's so special. I've never seen Statler so happy. But at the end of the day, who cares what a friend has to say, especially when it's spelled her name is spelled incorrectly.
It's very true. But imagine some of your friends said something like, yeah, we don't think Teresa is too special. And I would be like, yeah, I don't care what you think. Like, you would start thinking, I'm not saying you would dump me or anything, but it would get to you.
Well, it's all how you respond to it as well. If my friend's like, yeah, I don't know what you see in her. If you got super defensive, and rightfully so, of course you would get defensive. But if you're just like, hey, that's their opinion, I'm going to prove to you otherwise, then I think that's great. Who cares what the friends? It's between you and I
guess.
That's how I feel. So Dempsey doesn't care. And Misha asks Statler if she sees any red flags because Misha thinks maybe there are some red flags. And Statler says, well, we have a hard time communicating because one of us always shuts down. And Statler thinks maybe couples therapy could benefit them. Dempsey never was one for therapy, but they ended up buying some books. That's kind of the happy medium. That's them meeting halfway, and they're going to read the books and apply that to the relationship and hope that helps.
Let me just say this, and I'm sure you'll agree. I'm all for therapy. But if you need a couples therapy with someone you're just dating, you need to break up.
Oh, I've said that. That's been my mantra from day one.
You need to break up. I understand if you're with someone for a long time and things should happen. It's like, yeah, it's good to have someone to talk to. If you are dating for freaking not even a year or maybe a little over a year, I don't know how long they've been together at this point, but you have a lot of issues. You need a couples therapy before you even become engaged or anything. Well, just break up.
Yeah, I always say if you're just dating and you need to see a couples therapist, no, you don't need to see a therapist. You need to see other people.
Exactly.
Once you're married, of course, different thing.
Yeah.
But the idea that, oh, we're dating, we need to see couples therapy, to me that means you think everyone just belongs with everyone. No, you got to find your person.
Yes.
You can't force a square peg into a round hole. You can't force a stone egg into Statler's vagina. You got to find the right person. You got to find the person that you don't feel the need to shove a stone egg into their vagina.
Very true. And lastly, we bring up the kids, right? What's going on with that? And apparently, they both are on the same page, undecided. And I call bullshit.
That's not the same page. Both being undecided is not the same page. That's no page.
I call bullshit because I think it's easier to go from, yeah, I don't want to have kids to, yeah, I can see myself once you find the right person. I don't see any woman going from, oh my gosh, I totally want to be a mom. I would love to be a mom. I'm going to be a mom regardless if I have you or not, to, meh, I can go either way.
Yeah.
That's absolutely not true. And if she's saying this, she's saying it because she somehow, for some reason, desperately wants to be with Statler.
100%.
But there is no freaking way someone who wants to be a mom changes her mind. 100% not.
No, she's pacifying the situation. She's trying to avoid any argument or disagreement. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't think I've ever met anyone or heard of anyone who's been so diehard about having children and then all of a sudden not.
Yes.
I can wrap my head around the other way of like, no, I don't want kids. No, I don't want kids.
That's what I said.
No, I know. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh.
But yeah, to me, this is Dempsey going, you know what? I don't want to fight. I'm just going to say I'm unsure now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But they're both BSing each other because I think Statler's sure that she doesn't want them. And I think Dempsey's sure that she does.
I think Statler needs a different person. Like, I don't see them together. And Dempsey needs someone else too. I just don't see them matching.
No, I agree.
We'll see, guys. We'll see.
Let's talk about Misha and Nicola because we learn the plan is for Nicola to come to the States next week.
Yeah, so he's leaving on Sunday. So she's going to wait for him in New York.
Could we not postpone the tell-all? Let's get Nicola there in person.
That's literally what I thought. But here's my thing. The tell-all is for business. He's coming on travel
tourist,
visa.
Yeah.
I don't think they even wanted anything like this.
That's such a good point.
Even being considered to be like, wait, are you paying him? You're paying him. So I think that was just fine. He's coming to New York. Misha's going to show him New York and then going to fly to Minnesota together.
That's a very good point. Just to back that up so we can put a button in it. When you get your tourist visa, it's not like you have to come this day. It's valid for
3 months.
A window of time.
Yeah.
And so, sure, maybe it becomes valid in a couple of days from this tell-all, but more likely it's valid currently, but he doesn't want to go there because it could seem like he's going for work, and that would screw them up long term. So he's just going to wait when he's free and clear of the tell-all and just go for pleasure.
I don't know if Israel has ESTA with the US, which means like this, like it's basically a non-visa system that you just apply online, tell the US government that you're coming for up to 3 months. You give them your information and you pay $20. Czech Republic has it. My parents just applied for it. My dad applied on Thursday. You usually get the approval within 24 hours. My mother applied on Friday night, so she's still waiting. But that's most of European countries that are in the EU have this system with the US. I don't know if Israel does.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But if they do, Nicola just needs to apply and wait 24 hours.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about the big issue with this couple, the annulment.
Yes.
Misha's been waiting a year and a half for the annulment. The tribunal of the archdiocese needs to decide if she can get married again.
It sounds like a sentence from Sisters Act.
It sounds like, yeah, I've never seen like Lord of the Rings, but it sounds something like that too.
Definitely not the Lord of the Rings.
I just hear like
Don't shit on the Lord of the Rings.
I didn't know I'm shitting on this. But tribunal, just the idea of like that, I'm like, this is wild. Christian's like, WTF. I'm also kind of like, WTF. And Misha goes, well, it makes sense in my religion. And actually, I got some news.
News that Nicola doesn't even know about.
Got some news. I received word from the tribunal. They called in.
And I don't know if they trained them to make it more dramatic, but Misha's like, Nicola, regardless of what the results are, just believe me. I love you. I will always love you. We'll make it work. And by the way, I got the annulment.
That's why I feel like this tell-all fell flat, because they're trying everything they can do to make it edge of your seat, but it just falls flat.
Oh, it was fine. But yeah, everyone's happy. Nicola's happy. Misha's happy. And Jasmine is like, Nicola, you will finally lose your virginity.
Yeah.
Finally bang.
Yeah. Riley's like, I'm going to give you 38.7 seconds.
Yes, maybe not even that. He's probably going to look at Misha and his penis is going to fall off.
I would say so.
He must be so backed up.
I would say so. Yeah. And so Nicola thinks he's ready to please. He can perform. He can deliver. And Sean's like, what makes you think you know so much about women and pleasing women, Nicola?
First grade.
First grade. Stowler's like, I can give you a class.
Yeah, please.
Of course. Nicola goes, well, I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I'll learn. Misha, you will teach me. And Misha's like, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah, because Misha says, well, by like sitting on him, or like, you know, us hanging out, I can tell that he has the tools. He has the good tools in his pants.
We've seen him dance. He's got no rhythm.
No, but I mean, in and out, they can figure it out. They can play, what is it? The Bee Gees song that Michael
Staying
Scott
Alive?
had. Yeah.
Well, that's for CPR.
Well,
but sure.
You can also do it for sex.
Yeah, I think Nicola might need CPR after the first time he bangs Misha. Yeah. So then we bring in Misha's daughters, Mariah and Savaya.
Morea and Svea. I always forget that their dad is Swedish. These are such Swedish names.
All right.
Morea and Svea. I actually like it.
I like it too. So Sean wants to know if they think Misha and Nicola are a solid couple. They were definitely hesitant to answer.
Yes, and they're such smart kids. Like, they're teenagers, but they're like, yeah, we just want to feel judged by Nicola because we are teenagers.
They don't want to feel judged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to navigate. They are religious too because they both are wearing little crosses.
They were sideways crosses, or at least one of the daughters.
Yeah, that's just the style.
That's what's in these days?
Yeah. If it was upside down, I'll be like, all right, hello, Satan. But no, that's just the style. I've seen it before too.
Okay. Well, Stowler feels like Nico's going to come in, start judging. They're not going to want to live at home because of the judgment, and it's going to hurt the relationship with their mom. And Misha started to cry. She didn't say anything about this, but just through her tears, I felt like, oh, she worries about this too. She thinks this is also a possibility.
I don't think that Nicola can overpower Misha. I think Misha is a bad, I don't want to say bad bitch, but I think she can...
Say bad bitch. Say badass bitch, Theresa.
Badass bitch. I think
this is our podcast. We can say what we want.
I think she can put him in his lane. Same for the kids. I don't think she is a woman that a man could just roll over and take over. I don't think she would ever allow him. I don't think Nicola would try. I know he has all these big ideas.
Well, that's where you're wrong. I think you're right about the first part. I think Nicola will use the Bible and religion to at least try to get his way.
But I think she can shut him down, and I don't think she would ever sacrifice her daughters or the relationship she has with them to Nicola. So I think Nicola will always come second for her, Which is fine because she will always come second for him. For him, it's God. For her, it's her kids.
Well, right. And that's the only reason I think you may be correct, because Nikola is all in on God. Like
my gosh.
even more than I thought he was through this. When he's saying like, oh, it's my duty to spread the word. And like, I was like, oh yeah, he's all in. Misha, she's in, but not as much as Nikola.
Well, here's the thing. And I already hate what Nikola's gonna say, but that's all he knows. All he knows is God. He doesn't know how to act in a relationship. He doesn't know that there are other things that are more important than God, and that's your significant other. That's her kids. That's family. He doesn't know any of that. All he knows is God, 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 God. Misha, she's experienced the other side of things, right?
Yeah.
She's experienced that, yes, God is important to me. However, I have kids. There are other things that I prioritize. I would like to see if once Nikola gets to, let's say he moved in, if he's going to start seeing things a little differently, because he has not experienced this at all.
No, he does say, well, I'm not the kid's boss. Their mom's their boss. So I'm not coming to make their life miserable. Like, that's the right answer.
Yeah.
I just wonder, will he abide by that, or will he change his tune once he's there?
I think he will. Also, the kids they seem to be literally about to go to college.
Yeah.
But I don't think Misha would allow the relationship with her kids to go south because of Nikola. I think she would school Nikola to be like, okay, you have to, dial back. These are my kids. They don't need to follow our rules. They are not that religious. I believe she would say that. However, Nikola needs to... I really think he needs to experience it, because he says, well, I don't even know how this thing started, but they start talking about Nikola's like, well, the man is the head of the household.
So we flash back to these moments of friction that they shared during the season. It's like, oh, you're the most cute when you're mute, Misha. And women cannot control men, Misha. What do you want? Hugs, Misha? Why are you crying? You want more hugs? And it's all these things that Nikola has said to Misha, and we come back to set, and Misha's crying, although still defending Nikola. And Sean's like, well, what did you mean when you said you need to show Misha that you're the man, Nikola? And this is when Nikola just starts to dig himself a grave.
Oh, he did. And listen, I really hate what he said. I don't agree with his beliefs. I don't agree with how he sees the world. However, I think that's the only way he knows. So him saying all this shit is him quoting the Bible. He says, the man is the head of the household and the woman just needs to follow him. God created women for the man, not man for the woman. And it's like Statler's doing the puking, what do you call it?
Yeah, she was like acting out. Yeah.
Acting out.
I mean, I was too.
I was too. But I'm not trying to take Nikola's side, but again, I don't think he knows any better. I don't think he's ever experienced that there is more to the world, and I hope that he will start understanding it with Misha, because if he doesn't, I hope she'll leave him, because she has more to worry about than just him.
But what you're saying is not a defense, it's an explanation. You're explaining the reason why he's acting the way he's acting.
I think I'm explaining.
And I agree with that, but it's not a defense.
Oh, it's not a defense.
At some point, you have to go, I understand that this is how you were raised, but it's wrong.
Yeah.
And open your eyes, and especially if you're going to come to America.
Absolutely. And I think that's what Misha wants to do. And I love the fact that he's coming there on the tourist visa, and they're going to see how things are. And I hope that if things are bad, if let's say he's there for 3 weeks, right? And he is trying to tell her, oh, the kids, they went out. Oh, they shouldn't be going out. They should be going to church. Like, if he's trying to manipulate and navigate things in his own way, I hope that Misha will be like, you know what, Nikola, this is not going to fly.
Yeah. And let me take it back, because I said, oh, what he's saying is bad and wrong, and it shouldn't be that way. In my relationship, in our relationship, I feel it would be wrong. And my parents and my sisters and my friend, everybody I know.
Because of the religion. We're not the religion.
No, but not even that. In every relationship I know intimately, that would be the wrong way to go about things. But I'll say this. you do what works for your relationship.
Sure.
And so if this is what if man is the leader and the one to give advice and the woman just follows, if that idea and construct works for a certain relationship, then by all means.
True. Well, Amanda agrees with Nicola on everything, and she says, I'm not Catholic, but I'm religious. I guess she's a Christian. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she's like, I agree with that. And I can totally see it because everything she was telling Razvan, how men should be at the head of the household, men should provide no matter what. Oh, you would not want to be a janitor just to provide for us. That's 100% her mindset.
True.
So she agrees with him. And Statler is just telling Misha, you know what? There are other Catholic fish in the sea.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, maybe someone might be a little less Catholic, but they're still Catholic. There's still gonna be things they will obey by. I hope that if Misha wants to be with Nicola, I hope that he will get the lesson. He will experience something other than just religion and will be okay with it.
I think there's hope for that when he comes to the States.
Yeah, because what he said was just like,
oh,
just want to smack him.
Again, for our relationship, yes, and for most relationships, yes.
Well, listen, how
He
I see
devalued
world,
women.
Exactly. Yeah. I see everyone equal. I always have, no matter if you're a woman or a man or black or white or Asian, I don't give a shit, right? I see everyone equal. However, I see people who do shitty things that are below us, people who murder people who commit all kinds of crimes. Those people are below me, and those people are freaking assholes that should not even exist, right? However, everyone else on the same level for me. For him, he sees men more important than women. That's the biggest issue. And I really hope he gets some freaking lesson when he moves to this country and sees that men and women, we all are equal, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Because I think even Misha is getting a little tired of it.
Yeah.
Because when they took the break and Misha calls Nicola, it started to seem like she was getting tired of all the Jesus talk. And Nicola's like, well, this is my life. I have to talk about Jesus. This is what I do. This is my passion. And Misha knows that Nicola can just use that as a wall or defense or reasoning or explanation. And she's like, we need to be able to move past this. Everything can't just be about Jesus or the Bible. There's more to life than just that.
Exactly.
And so, yes, I think Nicola's going to have to. He can still make that a huge part of his life. But I think even Misha's like, there needs to be more to our relationship than just this book.
Totally.
Okay. So then we just come back to set and we move to Riley and Violet. We flash back to all of their issues. Tiffany and Violet, the dating app drama, the private investigator. And Sean's like, it's interesting. Riley, you said it's common for Americans to hire PIs to look into their partner's past. Explain that, please. And Riley's like, well, it's common for Americans dating abroad.
I wouldn't say that.
Amanda agreed with this.
Yeah, I think I can justify it if, and it doesn't have to be, oh, you're a foreigner or you are an American. If you're in a relationship and your partner is being shady for a long time without giving you any answers, right? Without wanting to have a conversation with you, how long can you be in this relationship if you feel something's wrong? For maybe a few months, maybe a few years, but eventually you would want to know the answer. And I feel like we all have a gut, right? If you feel like, if I ask you multiple questions, you weren't answering me, and they're important questions I could be asking, and you weren't giving me what I want to hear, I will start being suspicious, right?
Yeah.
So I think in that case, I can see him hiring a PI.
No, Teresa. I disagree completely. I'm going to use my same logic that we use with if you're dating and you need to see a therapist, no, you need to see other people. If you're dating and you need to hire a PI, no, you need to see other people. If you don't have the trust in your relationship that you feel like I should probably hire a private investigator, you should probably just date somebody else.
Oh, listen, I totally agree with you, but if things are going well and you feel like, yeah, this might be it.
They're not going well if you need to hire a PI.
They're not. Okay, listen, I agree, but at the same time, their PIs also need to pay bills.
Okay, but there's other things the PI can look into.
Like what?
I don't know. You just listed a whole bunch of crimes and murders, and like they can
But you also have
investigate
the
that.
police department. They also need to do some things.
True. All right.
I can see how. Yes, you're right. I think hiring a PI kills the trust.
Yeah, there was no trust to begin with if you need to hire a PI. That's the point.
Yes, but often so, people who hire a PI find that the other is cheating or the other person is hiding something.
Yes.
And that's how you have a clear answer to break this off.
Right. Maybe someone needs that closure.
Yeah.
And yes, not that you're hoping to get the answer you're looking for, but you get it and then you can end it knowing you made the right decision as opposed to I'm going to end it and then you just wonder, well, should I have ended it? Were they really cheating?
He didn't go with it. He was just thinking about it. So I think
Still
that's
bad.
fine.
I
It
think
is
it's still
bad.
bad.
Listen, their relationship sucks. It is bad that he was even considering it, but she was not giving him anything.
Yeah.
She wasn't giving him nothing.
Yeah. So then we bring in Tiffany. And Tiffany wonders what we all wonder, why Violet never deleted the app.
Yeah. Violet said she did delete the app. However, she didn't know she also had to delete the profile, which is true.
Okay.
You need to delete the profile. However, you would be offline.
Oh, okay. Well, that was not going to be my however. My however was going to be that was one story she told. And then when Riley said, well, yeah, I was just on to see if you were still on, Violet goes, oh, well, yeah, well, I was on to see if you were on. It's like, well, which is it then?
Yeah.
You deleted the app or you were actually on the app to see if Riley was on the app?
There is no trust. There is no trust.
I don't
whatsoever.
I don't trust Violet. That's
Yeah.
two completely different statements. One is I don't even have the app on my phone, but I still have the account. That's why you saw it. The other is I was on the app to see if you were on the app. So those two things are diametrically opposed.
Here's the thing. If this happened, right? Riley was getting suspicious. He went on the app, saw her online, confronted her right away. And if she was like, dude, I was doing the same thing. All right. Let's make this official. Let's both delete the account, not just the app, and let's try to make this work, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that she was never answering any questions about this, he kept asking her, and she was saying nothing about it, right?
Completely.
Then all of a sudden, now you have an answer, and it's an obvious answer. It is true, but like you could have said this before. You could have said all this before.
Yeah. Then we move on to the $1 million question, the real issue, the big thing, the pregnancy.
Yes, and I'm glad that Jasmine and Tiffany, they both give Riley shit for not using a condom.
Oh, yeah.
And even like forget about you not being able to have kids.
STDs.
Diseases.
Come on, slap on a rubber. Let's have some fun. But Sean asks Riley, why was the sex kept a secret? And Riley says, well, she asked me not to tell anyone.
And Violet says, yeah, in my culture, it's just frowned upon to have a sexual relationship with someone, then you just go to the hotel.
I can wrap my head around that.
I can wrap my head around it too. But here's why I know she's lying. Because they start talking about, all right, so then you said she's pregnant, right? Okay, Riley wanted her to go to this international hospital.
Mm-hmm.
He found a prenatal doctor, and he said in that scene before, he said, I said, I'm going to pay for all the bills. I'm going to pay for everything. I just want someone who speaks English.
Makes sense.
Violet says, oh, he wanted me to go to this inexpensive hospital. I'm just a teacher. I'm just a teacher in Vietnam. I couldn't afford it. But that he told you he's going to pay for all the bills.
Yeah.
You didn't have to. All you had to do is to show up. So if you were pregnant, and we will find out next time, that your partner would be able to have a communication with the doctor.
Yeah.
Like your doctor, I get it. You have your own OBGYN. We all do, right? If they don't speak the same language, then you won't be able. Your English, let's say they have a great trust, right? Her English is not good. No, and especially not good enough.
Well, it's good enough to say I'm pregnant or I'm not pregnant, but
Correct,
it's the
but
trust
not
that's
good,
the issue.
Not good enough to go deeper on this baby.
Riley doesn't care about going deeper. Riley doesn't trust Violet enough. He doesn't want to hear Violet say whether she's pregnant or not. He wants to hear a doctor say whether she's pregnant or not.
Because he says, the timeline doesn't add up. And plus, there is a less than a 1% chance that I can conceive with the medications I'm on.
Right. So he thinks Violet is scared that he could walk away from her so easily. And so she's lying about a kid so that he commits to her.
And I'm going to add one more thing to the mix. And you guys give me shit or not. They are both of certain age. They're both over 40.
Mm-hmm.
We all know the older you get, the more difficult it becomes to get pregnant, right?
Yeah.
She's 40 plus. She already had kids.
43.
And there is a Riley who's on some sort of a medication
Yep.
that prevents him from making women pregnant. Then I don't think she's ever been pregnant with him. But we will find out next time. Thanks, DOC.
I don't think so either. And I don't even think Riley's reasoning makes any sense. Oh, she wants to tell me that she's pregnant so that I propose to her and we get married and I commit to her. Well, you're going to find out if she's not pregnant and you could just call off the wedding. You're just engaged. I still stick to my beliefs that maybe she is pregnant with another guy and she's going to try to milk him for some money.
We'll see. We'll see. Because what I saw in the previews, I'm kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right. That was Tell All Part 1.
Woo-hoo.
After talking about it all, I'll boop it up to an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it was decent. It was decent.
I'll stay out of 10.
I'm going to say 8.5.
Christian, still one of the worst dressed.
I think if you look at the rest, I think the best.
All right. That is it. Make sure you guys are following us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. If you guys want to hear us talk about the other way, we're doing it on Patreon and Supercast, patreon.com/married to reality and marriedtoreality.supercast.com. Also, make sure you're following the free feed wherever you're listening right now. It's so easy to do. Look down and smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hard as the beautiful review we received from our friend
Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Beautiful.
And thanks to your husband.
Thank you to your husband. Beautiful review. I'm sure it's a beautiful couple. Keep watching. Keep listening. We love it. If you haven't left a review, be like Laura. Leave us a review. If it's a 5-star review, we'll read it on this podcast right here.
Yes.
All right. That is it. I've said it all.
I've said too much.
You absolutely have. We'll talk about that when we turn the mics off. Means we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.